Hey everyone, I totally forgot to do an intro for this video, so that's why I'm going to do this now. So this is like a little haul of a new bag that I want to show you from Chanel. This is relatively new out, and I think that if you've got a budget of under 3,000, I think this is a good bag to go for, because I think you get kind of a good amount for your money. I've got something from Dior, I've got some Huda Beauty makeup, and then I'm also going to do a little bit of a mail time at the end for those of you who have written to me recently. The first item from Chanel is the bag, and I need to ask you all a question on this. And the question is related to whether I keep this bag or not. I know, kind of controversial, it's not really even that exciting, but I bought this bag and I love this bag, but the reason why I'm thinking, was it the right one for me, is because last week when I edited the vlog where I went and bought this, if you haven't seen that vlog and you want to mentally get out of the house and walk around the shops, then I'll link to that vlog below, because you get to see that all of the new collection from Dior and Chanel, so it's worth having a look at. After doing that video, I went online to try and get a picture of the bag because I was going to put it in my thumbnail, but I couldn't find the actual bag that I bought. But I ended up finding some other bucket bags that are in the Chanel collection at the moment that I didn't get to see on the day. One in particular is actually more expensive than the bag that I bought, but I looked at it online at least and I thought, should I return the bag that I ended up buying and exchanging it? Now, I don't really know the answer to that until I've seen the bag, but I am considering it. So I'm showing you both here so that you can kind of let me know your thoughts on it. But I decided when I went to Harrods this particular day, I didn't go with the intention of buying anything. I went into Harrods because I was having my hair done, and I thought, well, I'll get in a bit earlier and then walk around because that's kind of fun. I did want to go and look at bucket bags in Chanel, but I wasn't necessarily planning on buying one. It was just I wanted to kind of browse them. I'm really into bucket bags at the moment, as you probably know, because I can't stop talking about them, but I find them at the moment quite a convenient bag to use because you can just easily put things in and out of them. I also quite like that there's no flap to have to deal with and no closure. It's just easy. This is the bag that I ended up buying. It's kind of a matte leather. It's not actually a matte leather, but it's just a leather that doesn't have a sheen to it. The hardware on it is like a champagne gold. It doesn't have any inner pockets at all, but that's not unusual for a bucket bag. The underneath of it looks like this, and it's got a drawstring closure. You can wear this crossbody and you can also wear it on one shoulder. I bought it with the intention of wearing it crossbody. I like shoulder bags, but they get annoying because they kind of fall off. When I went to look at it, and here is where my conundrum comes from. For me, the difference between Dior and Chanel is to do with price, but mainly to do with the customer service. So I find that Dior, their prices of their ready-to-wear and their bags is a lot more reasonable for the products themselves, whereas Chanel is just next level expensive. And I don't always feel that their quality justifies the prices. I mean, look at this bag. I know this has got some embroidery on it, but this bag is in the new collection and it's £8,000. I just find that a lot of money to spend on a bag that's made out of satin or something. I think that's quite a lot. So I always prefer Dior because I think the service is more friendly. And whenever I go in there, and I do realise that the service depends on who you get on the day, whether you know the people in there, I realise that. But whenever I go into Dior, if I'm looking at bags, they have this large cupboard that contains all of the bags, and it's like floor to ceiling. And whenever I go in there, they just let me go through the cupboard. So I always, if I decide to buy something, at the end of the purchase, I walk out very confident that I've absolutely made the right decision and I got to look at everything and there's nothing better than what I bought. With Chanel, I find it's different. With Chanel, it's very much the case of what colour are you looking for, what hardware are you looking for, and what kind of shape do you want? And then they go out and they kind of bring 3 or 4 out at a time, as opposed to you just being able to see everything in one hit. Do I regret buying it? No, I love it. And especially when I unboxed it a moment ago, I looked at it and I was like, I'm so glad I got this. It's really cute. I really like the fact that the chain on it is quite a bit different to the chain that you get on the classic flaps. This is really dainty, it's really thin, but I like the casual effortlessness of this bag. For the point of view of how much you can fit into it, I just wanted to let you know it fits. So I actually have 3 phones at the moment and it fits all of them. I've got the Samsung Galaxy Note 9, which is my biggest phone. I've got the iPhone 10, and I also have around here somewhere an iPhone 11. And this is the biggest phone out of all of those phones. Fits in perfectly, does not distort the shape of the bag at all. And I said in my previous video with bucket bags that half the reason why I like them is the shape is classic and timeless. Like with that, for example, bucket bags have like always been around pretty much, so that it's not like the Dior saddlebag where it's very like now. With the bucket bag, I feel that they just kind of, they're timeless, but also probably because they're a simpler design and there's no flap over the top or inner compartments, they're cheaper. You get a lot more for your money. The next thing was from Dior. When I was in there, I ended up looking at this. So I went in there looking at ready to wear. There was, specifically I was looking for that kind of checked camel and black square thing that was going on, but the only thing they had of it was quite a boxy jumper with the logo on the back, and that's not what I wanted. The other thing that I saw, and I kind of knew about this already, and I wanted to, let me just show you it. I knew I wanted to have a look at this. And I think you're going to look at it and be like, because I kind of did, but then when I tried it on, it's this jacket, and I know it's like camo and it's like weird, but it's made out of a scuba type material. So it's kind of stretchy, it's lightweight, it's got a zip down the front, 2 zip pockets. It's actually a grey blue. I think it looks quite bright blue on this, but it's not, it's a grey blue. And I had an idea for how I'm going to wear this with rather slim fitting trousers, and I like the look of it. It's cropped off as well. Now I'm going to show you some of the makeup that I got, and the confusing thing is, in this video, I've actually been wearing this makeup from the start of the video. I'm actually filming this bit at the start, but I'm gonna make it look like it's partway through. It's confusing. Anyway, the things that I got, I've got a number of items that I deliberately wanted to get from Huda Beauty, and I've got one item that I was sent, and I'm gonna actually use that to make my makeup look the way I want it. Huda Beauty. So the things that I particularly wanted in Huda Beauty were, I wanted to try out one of her face masks, and they had 2 types there, and I kind of felt a bit rushed when I got to the checkout, and that's where they were. So I only managed to grab one, and it's the chin lift. It's that kind of, you know, I don't know if you've seen, she's got these masks that hook over your ears and then it goes underneath here. So I thought I'd give this a go. It's a disposable sheet mask. Then the other items, well, the main item that I went in there for is this. The new mascara, which is the Legit Lashes mascara. I've already been using this for 2 days, so I can tell you a few things about it. And while I tell you about it, I'm going to apply it so that I can do like a with and without. It comes in quite a thick tube and it's diamond shape. I've heard a lot of people saying that with this tube, because it's so chunky, it's hard to kind of get hold of. I actually find it okay because of the shape of it. I feel that although it is chunkier than your average mascara container, it fits quite nicely in the hand. So I'm not finding it too annoying. There are 2 ends to this. There's volume and then there's curl and length. I don't know if there's an order. I've been using the curl side first. And the thing that really drew me to this mascara has been what I've been seeing of people trying it, and specifically people doing those before and afters. So I'm going to show you. Now, the mascara, I think, has got pros and cons to it. And the first thing is, and hopefully I can demonstrate it here, I can already see it actually. This is one of those mascaras that makes your lashes longer and fuller by applying fibers. There's kind of like tiny fibers in the mascara, and I didn't even realise, I figured this out years ago, or someone told me or something, but within the actual product itself, there are these tiny fibres, and they are what build up the length and the thickness of your lashes. And one thing that I find frustrating personally about mascaras that do this, and most of them do this these days, is that as the mascara ages, or sometimes not even that, but those little fibres can get stuck in your eye. How many times have you been in the day and you think, I've got a hair in my eye, but I can't see it? Many times I get that, and when I look a lot closely, sometimes I see these transparent fibres, and it's from a mascara. Now this mascara, because it is so lifting, it's got a lot of fibres, and you can see the fibres on the wand before you've even applied it. So that's it. Can you see? Am I close enough for you to tell? Is that a good example? And then I'm just going to finish this off now with the final product. This was actually one that I was sent. This is from ByTerry, and I don't know how many of you are familiar with, I don't know what I've done with it. I don't know how many of you are familiar with their loose powder. So they do this translucent powder. I think you can get it in colours as well, but I've used this religiously. It's a mattifying powder, but the ByTerry one contains hyaluronic acid. So I really like a mattifying powder, but the problem I find with it is, for example, now I don't have a powder on, so my skin is slightly more shiny than I'd like it to be. But normally as soon as I put on a powder, it clings to it almost creates fine lines around the eyes. It sinks into pores, it makes my skin look crepey. So the hyaluronic acid one attracts water. So when you put it on, it's weird. If you kind of look at it close up, normally a translucent powder, you put it on, it creates like a veil on the skin, and then it starts kind of drying out. The hyaluronic acid one, you do have to put a couple of coats on, I personally find. The first one sinks in, makes you slightly matte, but it sinks right in. Because it's hyaluronic, it almost smooths out over the top of crinkles or pores. Well, they sent me this. So the loose powder only ever came as a loose powder, and I always wanted to take it out in the day, but it's a right mess. They have now come out with this, which is the powder compact version. It does actually come with a sponge, but I prefer to put it on with a brush. So this is it. Or you could even just put it in the middle bit if you don't want to put it all over your face. I have had some mail from 1, 2, 3, 4 of you, and I thought I'd just go through it and read it out. And for anyone who's newly watching and you're like, what is this? So I've always done this mail time thing because I have so many of you that write to me, and I just like to read out your post really. I think it's quite nice for you all to kind of be featured in a video. So and also, by the way, for anyone who wrote to me in the last mail time, I am still yet to write back to you. I haven't forgotten. I've actually got the mail I need to respond to. I've actually piled in my office. I've made like a pile so that I know who to write back to. The first letter, this is from Emma in the Netherlands. And you said, "Dear Sophie, I've been watching your videos for some time, but since I'm not much of a writer, I've never written to you before. Recently I saw your video on shopping during lockdown and I couldn't relate more. Something I used to love has turned into something really stressful. It became even worse when the Museum of Bags here in Amsterdam, where I used to do some volunteer work, had to permanently close due to COVID. The content you create is a massive support during these times. You motivate me to be my own entrepreneur, and I've even taught you to never apologise for the things that you love. For example, you've said, yes, I'm gonna buy that bag, and it might be a ridiculous amount of money to you, but that's what I want to do. Where I usually lose interest in social media personalities because they turn into marketing machines, that kind of loses your interest. You always keep looking forward to your videos. Thank you. Oh, I love all of you. You're so nice. You say that your honesty, motivation and entrepreneurship, gratitude and taking nothing for granted will never go out of fashion. So please keep up the good work. You, Emma, God, you are so lovely. I'm going to write back to you. Where's the envelope? Because the envelope's got your address on the back of it as well. How nice is that? This is why I love this bit of the video. I mean, I do understand if this isn't your thing, because you're like, why would I want to listen to that? But I really find these videos my favourite. This, I already know who's from. This is from Karen, who is in the US. Karen always has lovely cards. So let's have a look at this one, and they're all homemade. Look at that, that's really nice. You do know I keep all of your posts, everything you write to me. So you guys started writing to me in 2016, and I have kept everything. And it started off where I kept things in a small box in my office, and it's just grown since then because I have so much from you. I never get rid of anything. So this letter from Karen, I've actually just quickly scanned it, and Karen, I'm really shocked actually. So Karen has said, you watched the last video where I read out mail, and I read out your card in it, and you were like, oh yes, I saw it. You've gone to say, and this really resonates, so you've gone to say that lockdown has changed your life, and you used to travel, but it's so treacherous out there now, and you don't trust yourself or anyone else at this point, although you said you did travel to Turkey in January, and then you went to Phoenix in March, but that was it. See, that's the crazy thing, isn't it? Please tell me if any of you feel the same way, but I keep having, more frequently now, these moments where I might be, typically it's just as I'm trying to fall asleep at night and my brain thinks of a really in-depth, deep topic that keeps me up, or if I'm just watching TV, it will suddenly come to me. But my brain can't wrap itself around how crazy all of this is. It's almost like I can't comprehend what has happened this year. Every so often I think, how has this happened? How has this happened? And it's particularly stressful thinking that this is going to go on for a couple of years yet. Does anyone else know what I mean? Do you get to a point where you'll just be, I don't know, you're driving somewhere or going for a walk, and then your brain will go, can you believe this? And then you're like, no, I can't believe it. The thing that I was really shocked about with your letter, Karen, is that you've gone on to say that in May you were feeling really faint one day, and you said that your blood pressure went really low, and that you blacked out, you went unconscious, you stopped breathing. Then you said your husband Ken, thank God he was there because he did CPR. And I'm really shocked about that. You didn't go on to say, oh, when I write to you, I'll, because it's probably private, but I read that and I was like, I wonder if you know what caused that and whether you can do anything to make sure that that doesn't happen again. I was really, really shocked about that. But thank you so much, Karen. I will write back to you. Let me put all this away so that it's with your address on it. And then 2 more items. The first is from Australia. I had hoped to go to Australia this year. That isn't happening. This is from Katerina, and you said I could read this on video. Look how beautiful this is. Katerina, I've always said you don't have to send me anything. You never have to do this. I always feel very indebted whenever any of you are good enough to go to the expense and the trouble of sending me things. I'm going to read this first. Dear Sophie, a little something to say thank you. Your videos are inspiring, honest and informative to say the least. I have a 14-year-old daughter, Isabella. I remind her every day that through education, dedication and hard work, she can achieve her dreams. Best wishes to you and David. The videos of you together are wonderful too. Take care, from Katerina, and you're in Adelaide, Australia. That is such a lovely letter, Katerina, and hello to your daughter as well. Oh wow, look at this. This is so nice of you. Oh wow, oh my god, it's beautiful. Look, sorry, I'm looking at it and I'm not showing you all. Look at this. This is a hanging sun catcher that you put in the window of your home or car, and it helps create positive energy. Oh my god, and it says here, it's believed that chi energy permeates every aspect of your everyday life, and it's important that you encourage it in your home. That is beautiful. And look, these butterflies are 3D. And this is pink, but it's kind of AB pink. Do you know why that means so much, Katerina? Is because I am really into this kind of thing. I think I've got it so pretty. That crystal is so pretty. I'm really into this, like in my life in general. I love calmness and good energy, and do you know what I mean? I just want an easy life, basically. That's pretty much it. And I have gemstones in my house, and I know it sounds really silly. I know there's no proof for it, but I just feel like they give a nice positivity, and that, I adore that, and I'm definitely going to hang this up. I'm going to put this in my office, actually, after this. This is from Audrey in Victoria. So badly want to go to Australia. Really badly do. Wow. Please read this first. The next letter, as I've mentioned, is from Audrey. And I've just quickly read it because I wanted to kind of get it in my head, you know, before I read it out so that I can summarise. So Audrey is 26 and from Melbourne. And you say that you've been watching for at least 2 years now, and that you found the channel through that. Do you remember that really old video I did about the Balmain thing, when that girl was like, you know, that situation? And so you said that you clicked on it and then ended up kind of binge watching, and that's how you ended up being a subscriber. And you said, though, this was the thing that's really upsetting. You said in 2016 you became ill. You got pleurisy. Wow. It's really bad. It's basically a lung infection. And from that illness you developed chronic nerve pain that you still live with today. It's in your ribs, chest, back and neck. And you go on to say, actually, this was the bit that I saw, you said that your pain is made worse by anxiety and stress. And I find exactly the same thing. I don't know how that happens. I don't know whether your body like releases chemicals when you're stressed and it does something, but I can totally relate to that. I've basically had an ear infection since 2017. You probably don't know because I just sail through life, I cover it up. No, but it's kind of better now, but when I get stressed, it gets really painful. So I had it, I kind of knew that I got it in 2017, and I left it because I just thought, oh, I was busy, and I was like, oh, it'll go away, only it didn't. And then I kept getting put on antibiotics, but the doses of antibiotics were never long enough to cure it. So it would go and then it would come back, and then it turned into this like mega bug that was resilient to antibiotics. And I'm now on antibiotics, and I've been on them for a whole year. Seems to be working, but like you, Audrey, when I get stressed, the pain like amplifies. So I really sympathise with you there. You were also saying that you now work with your dad and his business, and that you've got into administration and bookkeeping. So Audrey said that she went into Dior and that you really like the saddlebag, and you're the same as me. You're like, it's kind of love-hate. It's weird. It's like, I love it, but I kind of hate it because it's weird. And you said that when they told you the price, you kind of slowly backed out of the store. And you said that, and this is what I really liked. This is something. You went off, you bought a sewing machine, and you made your own. And this is resourcefulness. I really liked this. You said you've made me one, and I cannot wait to see it. No way. You made this! Guys. Oh my God. Audrey has made this bag. I've got to show you the quality close up. Look at this. Audrey, this is serious skills. Look at this. Now, Audrey has also said she's really into horses, and that's why you like this bag, but I like this because it looks like a stirrup. Look at, you did all of this work around here. This is leather around here. Audrey, I'm so, wow, this is exactly like the real thing, this around here. And no, you haven't. Oh, you've made, look at this. Audrey has made the thicker size strap for it. Audrey, this isn't, Let me sit down. This is really good. And I love the material. It really reminds me of, you know, the collection last year? Was it the Moroccan collection? It really reminds me of that. You should be very impressed with yourself, because this, honestly, to be able to make it to this quality is insane. This is a business idea here right now. You have actually said you've got an Etsy shop, which I'm going to link to below. I probably should mention this. I did have one of you on the last mail time video in the comments, and you raised a valid opinion. And I take your opinions on board, all of them, even the ones that you think are offensive. One of you told me the other day, thank you for saying this, you were like, your foundation is too pale for your body. Thank you, honestly, thank you. Can you tell I've changed it? The foundation that I wear is fine in the winter, but in the summer, because I'm sat outside, but I never tan my face is always whiter than my body. And now I've fixed it, and I really thank you. I think it actually looks better, doesn't it? But one of you did write to me in the comments, and you said with regards to the mail time videos, that you feel that sometimes it's marketing in disguise, in that sometimes I might get a letter and it's from someone trying to get a shout out for their business, and I take that on board. I take it on board, and I wanted to let you know that I saw your comment and I take it on board, and I'm aware of that actually. And so from now on, what I'm doing is, if I think something's really cool, I'm gonna talk about it, but I'm not gonna I'm not gonna spam you all with it, if you see what I mean. This I'm gonna link to because I think this is really good. So if you want to check out Audrey's Etsy page, please go and do so. So that is everything. I want to thank everyone who wrote to me. I want to thank all of you for writing. I do have quite a few of you saying how can I get in touch, so I'll put my PO box details below, and I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.